a framework for empowerment. We're looking at how reflective practice is translated from theory into practice. And there are certain applications that we can consider in relation to operationalizing reflective practice. What we have to remember is that reflection for the teacher is really about questioning the status quo, questioning what we already know. And this is essentially about bringing clarity to unclear situations. It's about becoming more aware and more cognitive, more understanding of the role that we're taking on in the classroom. What this means for the reflective practitioner, of course, is that we begin to realize that teaching is actually a very difficult process. It's not simplistic, it's complex, and it's multifaceted. And therefore, what the reflective practitioner is always doing is looking for ways to support change and to question the need for change and to question approaches that can be used in order to facilitate change. And what this means is that the reflective practitioner is somebody who is always learning, always taking opportunity through reflection to learn and then develop and then apply that learning in the context of the classroom. And we looked at a model for professional learning previously, the conscious incompetence model. And in this model, we remember that there are 4 quadrants. Quadrants of developing practice, quadrants of how the reflective practitioner moves from being questioning to being more knowledgeable about what is happening in the classroom. And what is the starting point for learning for the reflective practitioner, we remember, is unconscious incompetence, or in other words, the reflective practitioner not knowing that they don't know. And from this we move to conscious incompetence, or in other words, conscious unskilled practice. And essentially this is recognizing the gap, the reflective practitioner recognizing and understanding that there is a gap in their knowledge or skills. When this happens, of course, through training, through reflection, through working with colleagues, the reflective practitioner can move to conscious competence. This is where the reflective practitioner has developed skills and is applying them in a very focused way and is doing it in a very measured way. They know what they have to do and they are applying those skills practically. And it's only with experience and building confidence that the reflective practitioner moves to unconscious competence, so in other words, unconscious skilled behavior. This is where teaching seems very natural, very easy, and happens almost without thought. We are revisiting this model because it's a very important model for learning for the reflective practitioner. And this model is important because of the complexity of teaching, because of the nature of the role that the teaching professional, the reflective practitioner, takes on in the classroom. It's very specialized, very focused, and therefore requires a body of knowledge that is not only unique to the individual teacher, but which is something that becomes unique to the profession. What we have to understand is that then this complexity is not about the profession being static, it's fixed. A set of skills that you learn as a teacher is never going to be fixed. And therefore the value of being a reflective practitioner is in this understanding that the complex nature of teaching is always evolving, and therefore reflection is a way for the teacher to evolve along with the complex nature of the work. It therefore means that the reflective practitioner, in terms of becoming professionally and personally empowered, is really about becoming very much more thoughtful within the work that we do and responding to the experiences that we have, always questioning the work that we're doing. And it's through this that not only our teaching improves, but also our sense of fulfillment improves. And with this, we become more personally and professionally empowered.